criticizing the French, having your motto in French, not having a better military history, losing 2-1 against France in the World Cup. Okay, the memes are instantly going for England this week. I watched this one live. Yes, that one had to hurt. I actually didn't know about this one, having your motto in French. How did I not know this was the motto of the British monarchy? I did know that France technically has the best military history in the world, let alone England. This is like the first year I've ever actually paid attention to the World Cup, but I feel like this event just actually makes most people around the world like sad or angry. It doesn't seem like you guys are having all that much fun. Other countries puts important people and monuments on their coins. Meanwhile, in India, we have thumbs up and 2 for 2 rupees. Gotta admit, it does help me realize what number I'm looking at. What would I do without these fingers show me that this coin is worth 2? I don't know how to read that good. What is it, just Gandhi on all the money? I had no idea. As for the coins though, the 50 has nothing. So is this like a sign language thing? Oh man, I wish there were more hands on the 5 and 10. Saying you're fluent in 3 different languages. The languages are Serbian, Bosnian, and Croatian. Wait a second, how similar are all these? Contemporary Bosnian, Croatian, and Serbian are spoken by about 17 million people and nearly identical to each other in vocabulary and grammar. Okay, I guess I kind of missed the joke there. They do use different alphabets though. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary, or a Hungarian about the U at the end of their texts. And that's not one of those regular U with an umlaut. It's like a U with a quotation mark on top of it. It's a Hungarian letter that's regarded as a completely separate letter than just U. They even have an O with the double accent on top of it. I've literally never seen so many U's in an alphabet before. WTF? Who called it that? We have inside of Czechia, just to the south of the country, in this small little town. Are we gonna need to call an emergency meeting at some point? Inside of a small dirt road, not really dirt, but sus, it's sus. Why would you call it that? Now, to be fair, there are actually 5 places around the world called sus, and 2 of which are in France. They're the ultimate sussies. Also in Switzerland and Azerbaijan. On another note, there are 0 places called sussy. We have the Czechs, the Hungarians, and even the Poles all agreeing to make fun of the Slovakians. I feel like the punching bag for this region of Europe really switches between Slovakia and Hungary, though. Actually, what am I saying? Everyone takes turns at each other. Hey, have you ever heard of Narnia? Knock it off, kid. I don't have time to fantasize about some silly imaginary land. Meanwhile, 26 plus 6 equals 1. So true. Oh my goodness. I don't even know. Damn. Whoever made this better double check their car tomorrow morning. Please let me be born in Western Europe. Hello, sir. Where am I? Western Europe, little baby. Cool. What country? Portugal. Oh, no. That was not what I expected. I always forget that Portugal is technically Western Europe, that's for sure. They're actually the most Western in Europe. Or maybe that's just a flat map thing. No, Lisbon technically is the westernmost city in all of Europe. 3 levels of Finnish excitement. Winning the Olympics, becoming world's happiest nation again, and fighting Russian invaders. I think this is truly the only thing that makes the Finns happy. And they did this once, like 80 years ago, and they continue to be the happiest country on earth. Now that's impressive. Put it back, theft, says Finland to Ukraine. Russia rightfully belongs to Finland. Finland strong. Yeah, if Ukraine ever crosses into Russian borders, I think Finland's gonna be pretty upset about that. I think they would just be forced to join as well. Polls when somebody said Slava Ukrainia in 2021. Polls when somebody says Slava Ukrainia in 2022. Crazy how much things can change in just 1 year. Now Poland and Ukraine are like best friends. So along with every other website at this point, even Reddit has a recap feature now where they summarize your year in review, kind of like a Spotify Wrapped basically. Only problem is they made one giant mistake. Our Finland with the Swedish flag. This is exactly how you get your entire website banished from an entire country overnight. Talk about one of the biggest mistakes of all time. Oh, it's just the Finnish flag in support of Ukraine, I see. Who would win? Brazil, a team that has won 5 World Cups, or a literal tablecloth? Oh, is that where Croatia got all their inspiration? It all makes sense now. Has anyone checked on our buddy Brazil as of the last couple weeks? I think they're gonna be suffering from crippling depression for the next couple years. Argentina holding a beaten and bruised Brazil. Argentina looking up at who could have done this. Oh yeah, it's that tablecloth thing again. And Argentina would go on to get their revenge, that's for sure. Wait a second, no, maybe it was more like this instead. It was a bit funny, not gonna lie. Stop complaining about your life. There are literally people living in the USA. Yeah, I feel like everyone forgets that. It doesn't get any worse than living in the USA. Haha, you're a Yankee, says this British guy. Sounds epic. We should start calling ourselves Yankees. Good idea. This is how you own anyone that's trying to make fun of you. Just wear it as a badge of honor. Some say it actually comes from the Cherokee word for coward. Now we just out here like, yeah, we cowards. Egypt, if it was more based. Yeah, replace those old decrepit pyramids with the more superior pyramid. This one is like 3 times more epic. Least technology-afraid person in Ohio. I mean, yeah, this guy's clearly using like wheels and stuff. Thought Ohio was still trying to figure out fire. Mr. President, you can't sell back Florida to the Spanish for a bag of magic beans. Only a complete loser would say that. I'm gonna run for the presidency, and this is gonna be my only agenda. Average Eastern European city on Wikipedia be like. Center of learning in the Middle Ages. Has 15 names in Hungarian, Romanian, Polish, Russian, German, except for changing hands over the centuries, something that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube. Named after some communist hero at some point. And I can confirm I have been on Wikipedia till 3 a.m. several nights in a row. This is pretty much all how it goes, yeah. Is Mario a Euro skeptic? We all know Mario is Italian, which makes him a citizen of the European Union as well. There are 4 things we know for certain about Mario. He's male, he's 41 years old, he's a plumber, and he's Italian. Wait, this is actually part of the lore, he's 41? Generally speaking, Italians are very much fans of the EU. 71% of Italians have a favorable opinion of the EU. Being a plumber, we can assume Mario did not go to university. Generally, people with just kidding. Okay, so crazy. Generally, people with practical education are more likely to be Eurosceptic. However, a survey showed that on average, Italian craftsmen felt a relative strong European identity. Generally speaking, the older, the more Eurosceptic. Our prediction would be more accurate if we knew Mario is from the north or south of Italy. Yeah, these are 2 very different places. Also help knowing which political party he votes for. Conclusion, working with the information we have about Mario, we can make the educated guess that he would probably not be a Eurosceptic. Wait, was this randomly just generated by like an AI? Are AIs able to do just like PowerPoint presentations about anything now? I guarantee you though, Luigi probably doesn't have the same stance on this whole thing. British people, when they come home and don't have to do the accent anymore. Remember when this was like a meme trend for like an entire month? I feel like the British probably paid people to get that whole thing to stop. They knew we were onto them. Flemish people, after deciding for today to either love Belgium or be separatists or advocate for joining the Netherlands. Just kind of depends on their mood in the morning, I guess. How is Belgium still a country? Hungary in the 10th century. Haha, I've conquered this land. Now the people must assimilate to my culture and language. Hungary in the 18th century. Why aren't you assimilated? We've got Croatian, a Ukrainian, anime girl, I think. I don't know what else is going on. Yeah, Hungary had a lot to overcome with all this. Beach, Hungarian. The US versus UK post-colonial relationship. Bad teeth, America chubby. Versus the Chad, Latin American, Iberian post-colonial relationship. Give back our gold. No, we're never gonna apologize to you. I still feel like there's overall a rivalry though. You can't escape that part. British people's arguments when I bring up that they don't have a Waffle House. How can you be right about anything when you do not have a house of waffles? It's like the most important thing in the country. The average classroom be like, we have Greece paired with Turkey, Russia paired with Ukraine, China and Taiwan, Argentina and the British, India and Pakistan. Teachers love making seating arrangements where one kid has to sit next to another kid that he might not necessarily like, because that just keeps the class more quiet. You can't have best friends right next to each other. They'll just talk way too much. Oh, this one was just evil though. Probably the worst of them all. The Dutch paired with water. Talk about ultimate enemies. I don't know if this is necessarily going to result in the most quiet class. I think there's probably going to be a couple fights that break out actually. This whole place is about to go to detention. The Ottoman Empire in 1683 versus the Ottoman Empire in 1914. Yeah, what happened? He used to transform and hide as like a big diesel truck, and right before WWE1, he was kind of just a bucket of I don't know. They definitely saw better days. Ancient Rome paths built 4,000 years ago now versus my city's path now 1 week ago. And this one doesn't even have like the car excuse. A lot of the times people say, well, of course the Roman roads are good because they don't have huge vehicles driving on them. This is clearly a sidewalk. I don't know why. Maybe there's a couple of, it can't be that heavy. There shouldn't really be cars parking here, but maybe there is. I don't know. Say the line, say the line. No data. And there it is again. There's only a couple things that are constant in this universe, and this is absolutely one of them. Yee's honorary college degree has been taken away by the School of Art Institute in Chicago. Wait a second, so he failed out of art school? Oh no. I think we all know where this is going. I mean, the universe really couldn't have made it more obvious at this point. Oh my goodness, and he's trying to get into politics as well. These men invented the airplane, all just to get out of Ohio. Everything literally makes sense now. No wonder they figured out how the whole flying thing worked. They were just trying to get out. Home of the richest man in Oklahoma. Home of the poorest man in Texas. And one is not like the other. This is a castle. And I mean, yeah, Oklahoma, they struggle sometimes. Guy stole 800 meters of road, cut it, and then sold the asphalt for 640 euros. I don't even know where to begin with this. He had to have been from Florida or the other state. How did he get away with doing this without anyone noticing? Yo, no way! United Balkan nations. Bosnia is Scotland. Of course, Kosovo as North Ireland. Yeah, Ireland and Serbia actually have a lot in common, I feel. Then there's Croatia, of course, just sitting on the coast, and then Albania of England. Serbian Sea and Slavic Sea. This isn't sus at all. Enters knockout stage. Knockout knocks out FIFA's best football nation, leaves and refuses to elaborate. That was Croatia's entire job right here, to be a super powerful tablecloth. Czechs and Slovaks trying to build a country in 1919 colorized. Yeah, I forget that they just like were never around, and now they all of a sudden are just teaming up. Boys are randomly back in town. Such a crazy little experiment we just did in Eastern Europe like that. Former British territories like Hong Kong, South Africa, and the rest of Canada versus former French territories, Vietnam, the Congo, Quebec. Okay, this is an interesting comparison. First of all, I think Vietnam is more like our fault. Like the British here just had a lot more choices to choose from since they had such a huge empire at one point. So this is just so horribly inaccurate. I'm pretty sure this whole meme was just made to dunk on Quebec. And big thanks to my patrons. Drew, I'm stalking you and will kidnap you December 27th, 2022. DJ McSkillet, aPhatNarwhal. Drew's Argentinian $20 is a lot.
Bjarne Wildfang,
Bring back
Evan
Poland
Pryce,
Ball.
GoodOldRyah,
Isaac Kilgore is dead. Noah Gamer,
Veiotic,
Bassall
ortin
69,
Patrick,
Phresh
Allison,
Animations,
RyeThePie,
Scottish
Steady,
Token,
if you hear this, I love you.
Lithuanian,
The Mexican
Commonwealth,
760,
ZaneyBoi.
and why am I doing this?